Hi, everybody. I want to welcome you to the first meeting of the Mighty Morphin Eco Rangers Club. Now, we were going to do this in person, but you know, all the COVID-19 stuff and everything happened. So we're going to try to do it on here. So basically, let's yay for our first meeting, and I'm glad you could join us, and I hope you're going to enjoy this because this is going to be quite a few sessions and club meetings, and we're going to really get into this. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so what are we going to be doing? What is the Mighty Morphin Eco Rangers Club? Okay, it's for kids from 7 to 12, 13. Join us. We're going to be discovering all things nature. Okay, what do I mean by all things nature? All right, we're talking about trees, plants, mammals, amphibians, reptiles, anything that you can find in Western North Carolina, but mainly in Madison County. All right, now there's a reason for that. We're going to be helping out, if you can see the screen behind me, the Madison Natural Heritage Project. Okay, so what is that? I mean, that's a pretty long title for a project, right? Especially a project for kids, but you're going to be really important for this. It's dedicated to all of the natural discoveries found in Madison County. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, and I'm going to show you later on how to get onto the site and how to log all of your observations onto the iNaturalist site. And what the iNaturalist site does is it compiles all of your data together, and then it will tell us how many different species of plants, animals, everything is just within Madison County. So why do we want to do that? Well, it's great for scientific research. Okay? So there's going to eventually be a virtual natural history museum for Madison County, and your observations will go into that museum. So this is why this club is pretty important. Plus, I'm hoping it'll get you guys outside and really interested in the world around you. And if you're interested in the world around you, you're going to be interested in wanting to save the world around you. Okay? So, learning about plants and animals, Western North Carolina, mainly concentrated in Madison County. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? All right. So we're going to go into iNaturalist right now, but we're going to go into it via the Madison Natural Heritage site. Let's see. Where's my screen? Hang on just a second, guys. This is new to me, so I'm trying to figure out what to do here. There we go. All right. Ta-da! I found it. Okay. This is the Madison Natural Heritage site. You can see the website right up here, madisonnaturalheritage.org. You look down, it's got all sorts of stuff, and here you go, guys. Here's the public library project. This is what we're doing right now, okay? So, when you get into the site, definitely look around in it, explore everything on here. But for right now, for our purposes, I'm going to show you how to sign into the iNaturalist site. So, right up here, you'll see where it says iNaturalist. Just click on that. Let's give it a second to load. Okay, so let me move my face out of the way. This is the portal for Madison County. And we're going to go down here, and wow, what are we looking at right here? These are observations that everybody's logged from Madison County. Now I can zoom into that, and it's just going to make more and more observations. So everything you put into that site is going to pop up on here. So let's go into iNaturalist. You saw what I did is I went down to past this part, and I'm going to click on this link right here. This is the iNaturalist page. Okay? So what we need to do is sign up or log in. I already have a login, so I'm going to go ahead and log in under my name or my username. And I'm going to put in my password, and you can use any username you like, any password, and then go ahead and log in. All right, so here I am. I'm on my screen, okay? Let's take a look at what's on here. Here's your profile. You can set that up. You can put in anything you want. This will tell you how many observations you've logged, how many species you've logged, journal posts, all sorts of stuff. And people can even follow you on this too. Right here, this is the important one. This is where you're going to add your observations. Okay? So you would go ahead and click that button. And here's where you put pictures that you took, or any files that you have on your computer from when you've been outside, or on your phone. Your phone would probably be a better idea. From when you've been outside observing nature. And this can be anything, guys. It doesn't have to be a new species. If you see 25 chickadees that day, log them in there. Take a picture of it. We're really interested to see what you can find. Okay? So I'm going to go back. All righty. But if you look up here, it tells all about your community, the projects, everything. So now what we want to do, we don't just want to plop observations in there. We want to plop them into the Madison Natural Heritage Project. So you're going to go up here to community. You're going to go down to projects. All right. And we want to search it because we want to find Madison County. So we're going to type in Madison Natural Heritage, and then we're going to hit go. Here's the archive, guys, and here's the website. We want to go to the archive. All right, here's the archive of all of the species that are being logged. Look, you can get the most observations. They have a little contest there for first, second, and third place. How many species are being observed? Look, right here you can see the most observed species is the northern cardinal. That makes sense, okay? It'll also put your recent observations in here. So this is just the coolest site ever for putting all your stuff in, okay? And if you want to join the Madison Natural Heritage page, all you have to do is go right here and click join. All right. They have the rules here and all of that. Yes, I want to join. And there we are. Okay. So definitely explore this site on your own. This is where you are going to list all of your observations. And they want everything you can find, guys. It doesn't matter how small it is. It doesn't matter if you've seen 20 of them in one day. Get on there and log them, all right? Okay, so that's how we get into iNaturalist and start logging your finds, okay? Anything unique, anything not unique, just put it in there. They'll love it. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and go back to me. Okay. All right. So why are we doing this here? What's so special about Madison County besides living here, right? Okay. Madison County has a high biodiversity. Biodiversity, that's a pretty big word, right? That means there's a lot of species in one very small area, okay? There's many different species around here and in high abundance. 10,000 different species have been cataloged just in Madison County alone. Right? That's a lot. That's a lot. So that's why this is so important. There's tons to discover. For example, all right, salamanders and fungi. What's that? Mushrooms. Salamanders and fungi, we have the highest level of diversity in the southern Appalachians. Okay, where are we? Southern Appalachians. All right. Many species are endemic to this part of the world. Endemic. That's another word, right? Anybody know what that means? Okay. Endemic means It's found nowhere else in the world. So think about that. You're finding species in Madison County that aren't found anywhere else in the world. That's pretty exciting, isn't it? I think so. Okay, we have different microclimates in this area, all right? Microclimates. It's due to the range in elevation, all right? You have lower ranges, which are like the highland plateaus that'll give you the rainforest effect. And then you also have boreal forests higher up. And those are more like forests you find in Canada with the pine trees, higher elevations. So you're going to have all sorts of different species from those plateaus all the way up to those boreal forests, just everything in between, all right? The climates support all sorts of diverse life forms, and it's teeming with them. Okay? So here's an example. Right now, there are more than 460 species of arachnids in this area. Do you know what an arachnid is? Think about it. I know you know this word. Okay, arachnids are spiders. Ticks also fall under the arachnid family, but that's okay. But we have a lot of them in this region. We have over 100 species of mollusks. Mollusk, that's a weird word, isn't it? Do you know what a mollusk is? It's a snail. We've got over 100 different types of them in this area, all right? 230 different types of millipedes. Millipedes, different than a centipede, 230 different types of them, okay? But the biggest thing is we have more species of salamanders in this area than anywhere else in the world, right here. I wonder why that is. Why do we have so many salamanders? Okay, think about when you're walking through the forest, you get off the path a little bit. What are you walking on? You're walking on detritus, decayed matter. And that decayed matter is made up of leaves, twigs, branches, bark, dead plants, etc. All that covers the floor, and then underneath it stays nice and moist. So there's this constant cycle of matter falling on the forest floor, decaying, and just building up this nice, rich, moist environment. Well, guess what salamanders like? Nice, moist, wet, rich environments. So this is perfect for them, okay? Let's move on to plants. We have over 100 native trees in the area. That's a lot. 1,400 flowering plants. Wow, wow. 500 different moss or fern species, okay? And did you know that mosses and ferns are the oldest plants right now? They go back, way back. They're prehistoric, okay? So when you're seeing mosses and ferns, they've been around for a long, long time. We mentioned fungi earlier, mushrooms, okay? Not just mushrooms, you also have shelf fungi. I'm sure you guys have seen them growing on the sides of trees and stuff, the ones that'll grow up the sides. Fungi, we have over 2,300 species that have been identified in this region. Why? Once again, those wet forest floors, those rainforest, cool kind of atmospheres, and when the forest grows and there's a huge canopy, it also shades the floor. So fungi's like that. They like it dark and cold and wet, okay? Scientists think there may be at least 20,000 species of fungi here in the area, and they've only discovered 2,300. So you have a lot of discovering to do, okay? All right, so the next step, well, okay, so I know why we're doing this, I know what we're doing, well, what do I need to get out there and become a naturalist? I'm gonna help you. The first thing you would need to take with you is either your smartphone or a digital camera. Well, why would you need that? Well, so you can take pictures and document what you're looking at. You can also sketch, which is kind of fun if you have enough time and you're a good artist. We're going to talk about a nature journal in a minute. You can put these sketches in your nature journal while you're out. But definitely a smartphone or a digital camera will help you a lot, and that will help you put those photos into the iNaturalist site, okay? The nature journal we're going to talk about in a minute because I'm going to show you how to make one. You also need binoculars, a loupe, or a magnifying glass. Now guys, this is a loupe. Okay? It's a small magnifying glass. It has a little thing here that you can put a string on, and you could hang it around your neck, and you could take this out with you. What is it good for? Let's say you're observing insects or moss or tiny, tiny flowers. If you look at it through this loupe, it magnifies it, and you can get a really good look at it. You can describe, let's say it's a flower. You can describe how many petals, what color, distinguishing features, what does the pistil or the stamen look like, what does the stem look like. So these are really handy, okay? You can use binoculars. Binoculars are for more far away sighting, like if you want to see birds or something up at the top of the tree, or perhaps you see a bear. You don't want to get close, but you would like to look at it. So you can use the binoculars to see a bear far, far away. Magnifying glasses you can use, I would recommend the loupe before the magnifying glass because the loupe is smaller. Magnifying glasses, they're kind of bulky and they may break while you're carrying them around. If you decide to do any stream or creek work, which we will get into later in this club, you're going to want a small bucket, a net, and a small shovel. What for? Well, when we go out to test stream quality, the first thing we do is start digging in the banks around it to see what type of insects are in there. If you have insects in abundance, that stream's in good shape. So it's a good thing to be able to observe those things. But we'll do some stream work because we're going right into fall and winter. We'll do some stream work probably more in the spring, okay? But the cool thing about this is you can go out and get all this stuff yourself, because if you want to become a serious naturalist, it is good to have your own tools. However, each one of the branches of the Madison County Public Libraries have a naturalist kit that you can check out that has binoculars, a shovel, a loupe, instructions on how to use them, and and a net. So we have all of these things. I will say this, do not use the nets to catch birds. We don't want you using them for that. They're just specifically to be used in streams, okay? All right, so we have these kits to check out. We'd love to check some out to you. Stop by any branch, you can get them at any time. Now, let's talk about the nature journal. What's good about a nature journal? Why do I want this? All good scientists keep records. They keep their data handy because sometimes they need to refer back to it and it's written out. You have it right there. So in your nature journal, what I've done in mine is if I'm going out on a day, I'll date my page, I'll get to my site, and I'll write down what type of environment is it. Am I in a grassy field? Like, am I at the top of Max Patch? Are there a lot of trees up there? What are the weather conditions like? What's the temperature? Is it windy? Is it sunny? Is it cloudy? What am I observing just standing right here? You'd write all that down in your nature journal. You would also write down any sightings, birds, mammals, insects, amphibians. What kinds of plants do you see? If you want to concentrate on just one thing, like I'm going to see how many Carolina chickadees I can find today, that's cool. Draw a chickadee, take a picture of it, and start keeping track. Anything you want to put in your nature journal about your experience outside. I've even seen people write poems when they were out there, or perhaps start lyrics to songs, do some artwork. It's all about what you want to put in your journal, but we definitely need some of the scientific data in there too, okay? So you can either go out and purchase a journal. They have a lot of nice ones. Amazon has them, Barnes & Noble, you can get them online. However, I'm going to show you how to make one. So let me pull up this video here. Hang on just a second, guys. All righty. So hang on, I need to share my screen. All right, guys, just a second, and here we go.
So what you need is a piece of cardstock, the cover, any color you like, decorated in green block, one cardstock. You need more cardstock, but let's make that white. This is the what you're going to write entries on, drawing, all sorts. You want to be able to see it. I have 6 cardstock with folded over and 12 inches. You may want some more. Maybe 6 is good to start. And then I also have a couple of pieces of twine. You don't have twine, you can use any kind of string, yarn, whatever you have. Red bag twist ties. Okay? And a hole. So what we're going to do, you're going to fold your pages in half. Okay? And you may not be able to fold if you have a bunch. But take your hole punch, punch your holes in there. And you can put them wherever you want, wherever you would like to. I only put holes. And then the same thing with your cover. You're going to fold it in half, and you're going to do your little hole punch and punch your holes. Okay? You want to make sure these holes match up with these holes. All right? So be careful with that. What I would suggest doing is taking one piece of cardstock, white paper, and your cover, and punching those. Okay? All right, so we've got all our holes punched. You're going to fold your cover in half. You're going to fold on your cardstock in half, but you should already fold your cover. Make sure all the holes are lined up. Put the pages inside the cardstock. Put the pages inside the cardstock, kind of give it a shape. All the holes lined up really well. Okay. Then you're going to take your pieces of string, twine, whatever you got, and put it in the hole. You're going to tie it really good. I would suggest tying a couple of knots. This way, if you have this nature journal out good, it won't fall apart, and you can also take it apart later on if you want. There you go.
Okay, and this is going to be archived on Facebook.
Like I said, I would put a couple of knots in there. Don't worry if you're stringing long. Tie that. It's very simple to make nature journal. Now you open it, put your entries in there, and like I said, you can decorate the cover any way you want. Make it your own. You know, if you guys don't want to make a nature journal and you'd rather go out and buy one, you can. But I just thought this was more fun. Best thing about this is you have kids here at the library to come pick up and do a starter nature journal like this. Just stop by any one of our branches and ask for a Madison Natural Heritage Nature Journal kit, or just say Nature Journal. Okay? So, if you forget how to make this, we're done with this session and you completely forget, oh, how do I make that nature journal? We're going to have this video on our channel as well as our Facebook page. You can watch it over and over again. Because sometimes, yeah, I forget what I want. So sometimes I have to do that one. All right, guys, here's your nature journal. Now I want you to go out and start doing stuff in these journals. See you later.
All right, guys, so you just watched how to make a nature journal, right? And you heard those are going to be on this whole program will be put back onto Facebook and also on our YouTube channel. So if you didn't catch all on how to make it, or you want to watch this session again to get all the info about how to get into iNaturalist and all that, we'll have it on there. You can come on as many times as you want, or give me a call here at the Mars Hill Library. I'll be happy to help you, talk you through it, okay? So this ends our first meeting of the Mighty Morphin Eco Rangers Club. Actually, you know what? any of you out there watching, I need a logo for this club. So if anybody out there wants to submit a drawing for me, I'd love to look at it. Okay? So think about that too. You don't have to draw that in your nature journal, though. All right, so our next meeting will be on the third Friday of September, because we're meeting the first Friday and the second, or the first and third Friday of the month. And our next meeting is going to be all about IDing trees, identifying trees. So before the meeting, you may want to check out a few tree books, take a look at them, see how you ID by leaves, bark, twigs. I'm going to be concentrating mostly on leaves because that is the easiest way to do so. We'll go over all the types of leaves, the shapes and everything, and you guys will learn a lot. So I also have a challenge to issue to you, which I will have at the end of every meeting. In your nature journal, the first page, I want you to tell me what is the state bird of North Carolina, and I want you to go out and see how many of them you can find. So if you do that for me next week, come back and report it. We'll see who has the most, okay? But I'm not going to tell you right now. I'll tell you next week. All right, I want to thank everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry we can't meet in person, but we'll be able to do it this way. And just let me know if you have any questions or anything. I'll be happy to help. So bye from Miss Kathy. Bye from Mars Hill. Thanks a lot, everybody.